To create a traditional Irish dish of black pudding with potatoes, you begin by embracing the heart of Irish culinary heritage. Black pudding, a type of blood sausage, has been a staple in Irish breakfasts and meals for centuries. Its rich, savory flavor pairs beautifully with the humble potato, another beloved cornerstone of Irish cooking. Preparing this dish is not just about assembling ingredients, but about honoring time-honored techniques that bring out the best in both components. Here's a detailed step-by-step guide to making black pudding with potatoes, from selecting your ingredients to serving up a warm, flavorful plate. First, let's talk about the black pudding itself. This sausage is typically made from pork blood, fat, oatmeal, barley, and a blend of seasonings. Depending on where you are in Ireland, you might find variations that include onions, herbs, or even a hint of spice. When choosing black pudding, look for one with a firm texture and a deep, almost mahogany color. Many specialty butchers and international markets carry authentic Irish black pudding. If possible, select a pudding that's made locally or to traditional Irish recipes for the best flavor. Next, consider the potatoes. The Irish have a deep respect for their potatoes, and for good reason. They're versatile, hearty, and soak up flavors beautifully. Waxy potatoes such as Yukon Golds or Maris Piper are ideal for this dish. Their creamy texture provides a lovely contrast to the robust, crumbly nature of black pudding. Decide whether you want to serve your potatoes as a creamy mash, crisp pan-fried rounds, or simple boiled slices. Each preparation offers a different texture and flavor experience, but for this recipe, let's focus on pan-fried potatoes, as their golden, crispy edges are a perfect match for the rich black pudding. Begin by gathering your ingredients. You'll need about half a pound of black pudding, enough for 2 generous servings. For the potatoes, plan on 2 medium-sized ones. You'll also want some butter or oil for frying, salt, pepper, and a handful of fresh herbs, such as parsley or chives, to add a touch of freshness at the end. Optionally, you might include a small onion or a clove of garlic to add depth to the potatoes. Start with the potatoes, peel them, and slice into rounds about 1/4 inch thick. This thickness allows them to cook through quickly while developing a satisfying, crisp crust. Place the slices in a bowl of cold water and let them soak for a few minutes. This helps remove some of the surface starch, which in turn helps the potatoes crisp up in the pan. While the potatoes soak, slice the black pudding into rounds. Aim for slices about 1/2 inch thick. Handling black pudding requires a gentle touch, as it can be delicate and prone to crumbling. Use a sharp knife and slice with confidence but care. Drain the potato slices and pat them dry thoroughly with a clean kitchen towel. Moisture is the enemy of crispiness, so the drier the potatoes, the better the result. Heat a heavy-bottom skillet over medium heat and add a generous knob of butter or a couple of tablespoons of oil. When the fat is hot and shimmering, lay the potato slices in a single layer in the pan. Avoid overcrowding. You may need to cook the potatoes in batches. Let the potatoes cook undisturbed for several minutes. The key to a good crust is patience. Give them time to develop a golden brown surface before flipping. Once the first side is crisp and caramelized, turn the slices over and cook the second side. If you're using onions or garlic, add them at this stage, scattering them among the potatoes so they soften and sweeten in the buttery heat. Season the potatoes with salt and pepper as they cook. Once both sides are golden and the centers are tender when pierced with a fork, remove the potatoes to a warm plate and cover loosely with foil. Now, it's time for the black pudding. In the same skillet, adding a little more butter or oil if needed, lay the pudding slices flat in the pan. Cook over medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes per side. Black pudding crisps quickly, so watch closely to avoid burning. You're looking for a dark, crisp crust on each side, while the inside remains moist and tender. Resist the urge to move the slices too much. Let them form a crust and only turn once. Once the black pudding is cooked, it's time to bring everything together. Arrange the crispy potato slices on a warm plate, creating a bed for the black pudding. Lay the hot black pudding rounds over the potatoes, allowing the flavors to mingle. Scatter freshly chopped parsley or chives over the top for a burst of color and freshness. If you like, add a wedge of lemon on the side. The acidity is a wonderful counterpoint to the richness of the dish. Some cooks like to serve black pudding and potatoes with a dollop of tangy applesauce or a spoonful of grainy mustard on the side. These condiments add brightness and balance the savory depth of the sausage and the comforting starch of the potatoes. As you take your first bite, notice the interplay of textures and tastes: the crisp, buttery potatoes, the earthy, spiced richness of the black pudding, the freshness of the herbs. It's a simple dish, but each element is prepared with care, resulting in a meal that's deeply satisfying and unmistakably Irish. To round out the experience, consider serving this dish with a green salad dressed in a sharp vinaigrette or alongside sautéed greens such as kale or cabbage. A slice of hearty brown bread and a cup of strong tea make it a meal fit for any time of day, whether breakfast, lunch, or supper. Making black pudding with potatoes is more than just cooking. It's a way to connect with tradition, to appreciate the flavors that have nourished generations, and to bring a bit of Irish warmth to your table. With each step, from slicing potatoes to crisping the pudding, you're part of a culinary story that spans centuries. Enjoy the process, savor the results, and share the dish with those you love. For more delicious Irish recipes, visit our website, CelticRecipes.com. You will be glad you did.